Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio has been on a roll over the past few months. The star has been one of the biggest names of the Judgment Day, and with Liv Morgan's absence from WWE TV following her injury, things haven't been quite exciting for him. Right after he feuded with AJ Styles, Dominik has been trying to retain his spot at the top. The latter managed to pick up a win against the Phenomenal One, thanks to some help from El Grande Americano, but he hasn't been able to prove himself as the top star without some help. This week's WWE Raw featured Mysterio being backstage with his Judgment Day friends, where he looked quite frustrated. Not only that, but the star also walked out of the clubhouse, leaving his friends surprised. This left several questions unanswered for fans, including the reason why he walked off the faction. Let's check out a few possible reasons for his frustration. Dominik Mysterio has been the Intercontinental Champion since WrestleMania, but hasn't had a lot of intriguing storylines yet. The Judgment Day star was engaged in a feud with AJ Styles recently, but WWE turned it around by bringing El Grande Americano into the mix and ended the storyline abruptly. With no interesting storylines in the title picture, Dominik might have gotten frustrated with the booking, which could be the reason he walked off. The Intercontinental Championship picture has been getting intriguing every week, and the same happened this week on Raw. Penta and Rusev both demanded a chance to battle for the Intercontinental Championship, and Adam Pearce booked a singles match between the two men, which Rusev won. While Pearce didn't name Rusev as the one contender following the victory, he could be the frontrunner for a battle for the Intercontinental title. Dominik Mysterio might have gotten hints of the massive challenge ahead of him, which could be the reason he was frustrated and had a lot on his mind during the backstage segment. The Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio has been helping his Judgment Day members every time he has gotten the chance, but things haven't been the same for him lately. While the faction members have been trying to help the champion, things haven't been working out their way. Instead, whenever Mysterio has been in trouble, the likes of El Grande Americano have been of more help than his fellow Judgment Day members. This could be the possible reason for his anger, due to which he walked off on his friends on the Red brand this week. Ishan writes for the WWE Vertical at Sportskeeda. While he is a finance student, Ishan is an avid pro wrestling fan, which has led him to pursue a career in sports journalism. Before joining Sportskeeda, Ishan worked for various renowned websites such as Give Me Sport and Fansided, and has nearly 3 years of experience. He relies only on credible sources like Cage Match when reporting on a topic. Ishan cross-checks his work multiple times to ensure it is factually correct. Ishan's favorite pro wrestler is Seth Rollins. He admires the Visionary's never-give-up attitude and work ethic. In fact, it was the Shield's memorable WWE debut in 2012 that got him hooked on sports entertainment in the first place. Ishan would love to interview Rollins someday. In the ever-unpredictable world of WWE, betrayal is often just a match away. Yet even in a company built on twists, turns, and shocking character evolutions, few moments sting quite like the implosion of a faction. On a recent episode of Monday Night Raw, fans watched in disbelief as Dominik Mysterio, once the Dark Prince of the Judgment Day, walked out on his stablemates. The move sent shockwaves through the WWE universe and raised countless questions. Why now? What changed? What's next? Let's explore the top 3 reasons Dominik Mysterio turned his back on the Judgment Day, and what it means for the future of WWE. From the very moment Dominik Mysterio turned on his father, Rey Mysterio, and joined the Judgment Day in 2022, fans have watched him wrestle, pun intended, with a deeply internal conflict. Who is Dominik Mysterio really? Is he the heir to the high-flying, virtuous legacy of Rey Mysterio, a generational Luke Hader with honor in his blood? Or is he the cold, defiant rebel who stood beside Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley, clad in black and dripping with disdain for tradition? For 2 years, it seemed Dominik chose the latter. But lately, the cracks have started to show. Look back at recent months. Rhea and Dominik have shared strange, unresolved stares during backstage segments. The crowd's boos toward Dominik, once fuel for his Judgment Day persona, now seem to rattle him. And his once unshakable bond with Mammy Rhea Ripley grew tense in her absence and even colder with her return. All signs point to a growing crisis of identity within Dominik. Maybe he's no longer sure the Judgment Day represents who he wants to be. Maybe, deep down, he's tired of wearing the villain's mask. Walking out might not just be about breaking free from his faction, but from the identity he's been forced to wear for far too long. It's no secret. The Judgment Day hasn't been the same since Rhea Ripley was injured, and even less so after her return. While she was gone, Damian Priest stepped up as the group's de facto leader, especially after cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase and becoming World Heavyweight Champion. Finn Balor, often playing the role of strategist, supported Priest, but tensions were never far from the surface. Dominik, meanwhile, found himself increasingly sidelined. Though he held the NXT North American Championship for a time, his value to the group diminished in the grand scheme. The once tightly knit faction became a battleground of egos, title shots, and internal jealousy. Dominik, the youngest and arguably the most emotionally reactive of the crew, began to look less like a prince and more like a pawn in someone else's game. Her return to Rhea was expected to stabilize the group, but it did the opposite. She called out the dysfunction, she barked orders, and she chose sides, specifically Damian Priest's. That decision seemed to devastate Dominik more than anything. Once Mamie's favorite, Dominik was now being treated like an unreliable soldier. When Ripley told Dom to prove his worth, the writing was on the wall. Dominik Mysterio didn't just walk out on the Judgment Day. He walked out on a family that had stopped fighting for him. In WWE, when a character walks away from a faction, it's not just about leaving the past. It's about stepping into something new. So what's next for Dominik? This could be the beginning of a face turn. Imagine Dominik humbling himself, going back to NXT, or even teaming up with his father Rhea again, trying to rebuild bridges and reclaim his family's honor. While it might seem far-fetched, WWE loves a redemption story, especially when it involves legacy and heart. More realistically, Dominik may not forgive or forget so easily. He could still be bitter, not just at the Judgment Day, but at everyone. If he feels manipulated, betrayed, or overlooked, we could see the rise of a new independent heel, one who isn't bound by Judgment Day's rules, but carves his own chaotic path. A darker, lonelier Dominik could align himself with another faction or even create his own group. What if he joins forces with someone unexpected, like Uncle Santos Escobar, or feuds with J.D. McDonough, who always viewed Dom as less than in the group? The story potential is huge. Lastly, what if Dominik's walkout isn't a true exit, but a ploy? WWE loves long-term swerves. Could Dominik be infiltrating the babyface side to strike at Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso from within? Could he be setting up Rhea for another fall? Time will tell, but Dominik's walkout has thrown a wrench into the WWE machine, and that's exactly what makes it brilliant. Dominik Mysterio's decision to walk out on the Judgment Day may seem like the collapse of a storyline, but it's actually the birth of a new one. Whether he's seeking redemption, revenge, or a rebrand, the move signifies a bold shift in WWE's landscape. For the first time in a long time, Dominik Mysterio isn't just someone's son or someone's lackey. He's the driver of his own destiny. The WWE Universe should buckle up, because love him or hate him, Dominik's next chapter is about to get very, very interesting.